Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Cold Waters, episode number 8. We are trying to limp back to port, but we keep getting caught. I feel like this is like the hunt for Red October, except for it's the hunt for the USS Los Angeles. We've had 3 encounters and like maybe 10 miles of movement. Haven't been able to go anywhere and keep getting picked up. But so far we've been able to handle ourselves pretty well. Still, knock on wood, this might be the one that brings all that to a swift end, and I do hope not. But okay, let's just say it. In case I do die, I'm gonna do a second campaign because this game is just too fun to put down. So, and I think that it would be unfortunate to leave with that failed mission taste in my mouth, that T-Lam launch, which I'm still not sure exactly what happened, but. I'd really like to get back to port. I'd like to win this war because we've been doing well. I mean, we accomplished 4 missions in the first 11 days, and I think that's good. But let's not ramble on. Let's go ahead and get into the action here. Break for ultra quiet. Increase our. We're probably gonna flood. Yep. Planes up. Ballast up. Didn't see where the contact was, unfortunately. We are rigged for ultra quiet, which means that we will be flooding. We have no contacts. What's our depth? 511. I'm at least happy that there's enough depth here. There's actually even a weak layer. So you know what? I definitely want to take advantage of that. I want to get myself right underneath that. Ambient noise, pretty quiet. Just below average noise, I would say. Average noise, I think, I'm just guessing for the seas, appears to be about 88. Okay, we have a contact. She is Sierra 1, and I don't know if we're up against submarines or not. I'm guessing submarine because we didn't detect it on the strategic map, which leads me to believe it's probably a submarine, and I think I recognize this as a submarine. Indeed, it is a Foxtrot. Okay, let's pull this up. What do we have? Very quiet, which means it's probably close. We've gone a little bit too far. No, we're okay. Old torpedoes, which is good. Very quiet, which is not good, but it's a diesel, so, well, it doesn't matter. We're in close enough contact now that winner take all. Now, I don't know what's the best thing to do here. This thing is so quiet, I don't know if it's worth just running away. I don't think... We need to get into open waters before we can probably run away successfully. So let's just see if we can get a good solution on this guy. Hope that we are not running headlong into another... ship. Looks like the flooding hasn't done us in quite yet. And yeah, it looks like a solid match for the Foxtrot. But she's not able to detect us yet. But this is at that distance. She's probably closer than that. Okay, well, keep getting that solution up. And we probably will launch 1 torpedo and then flee from there. Or maybe just not. I think we're going to turn away. We are going to try to flee. We need to save our 1 torpedo for, like, mission critical failure, whatever. A situation where we actually absolutely cannot recover from. So, let's give her my towed array and slowly eke out of here, if possible. We might even try to go above the layer. Okay, we have a very good solution on her. Yeah, but she is not going to be able to detect us. The good news is, despite her being very quiet and a pretty good submarine, she has relatively old equipment, so she's not able to detect us. So we can just sneak on out of here. And we put ourselves right against the layer, so if we need to, we can just go up to periscope depth to avoid any other radar hits. If, for example, she goes active, which at this point wouldn't help her. Yeah, I mean, this is, come on, so juicy. I really wish I could fire right now. It's like the perfect target, but we have to be smart. We don't know if we're going to be able to get back. And that is going to take priority. So, vessels nearby and flooding. Okay, so we'll just keep moving. So there it is. There's the Foxtrot. I think that this will display what the actual ship is, even if you've misidentified it. We didn't in this case, I think. I mean, these are... But I don't think if you misidentify it, that this submarine will change shape. Pretty sure that's not the case. You can see that these Foxtrots are really old, even though they're pretty quiet. They even have this plug where their deck gun would go. This is based on the... I think these are the ones based on the German Type 21 design. There's their dive planes. The Soviets have always, except for some of their ballistic submarines, which they chose to model after the American style, the Americans went to putting the planes on the mast, the dive mast. So this is a question. I'm not sure what's the best thing to do, but... Alright, anyway, this is... well, unless we have another contact, we're just going to ride this out. Not going to attempt to do anything other than just slowly move away, because I really don't want to be detected in relatively quiet waters. Very unlikely that we'll be detected, though. At least not by this Foxtrot. And we have our towed array kind of scanning in the area where anybody else would come from who actually would detect us. Looks like it actually gets shallower over here, which makes me not want to go this direction. Let's go ahead and head a little bit more northward. Alright, steady as she goes. Is this far enough away? Yes, it is. We just need to control our flooding. Well, I don't want to, but let's do it. How's our noise now? Definitely went up to -11. I don't think it was that high before. But at the same time, I guess it's not going to matter. Just wait for this to be gone, and still flooding. Okay, fine. Almost, and... starting off this episode in not the best way, right? It was just that Foxtrot. That's fine. Okay, let me get out of here, for the love of God. Well, I'm going to go to patrol speed just because we were kind of caught by that airplane. And if I am detected, I want to be... well, okay, now we're just going to flank speed. I think we're clear. Make a break for it! Holy lock! Which is also our mission objective, just in case you've forgotten. Our mission objective was just to get back. Okay, what do we have here? Peace talks. A wish to initiate formal armistice talks and begin laying the groundwork for a cessation of hostilities. Interesting. The Pentagon has issued a statement saying that such talks would be a welcome development in the current crisis. Both sides seem confident the talks will lead to a long-standing agreement between all hostile nations. Analysts question the real intentions of Soviet and other Warsaw Pact members. They point out that ballistic missile submarine threat has failed to materialize so far, making them wonder if they could play a part in a hidden agenda for bolstering Soviet bargaining power during end talks. Well, I don't really know what any of that means for us. I don't know if I've seen that event before, even. But I'm just happy that we're going to be able to get to port and repair. That is the big sigh of relief. There it is. Okay, so 15 days of war, 4 missions accomplished. 1 failed if you want to read between the lines here now. We actually did not succeed in the last one. Tonnage is just insane. Back home in port, happy and safe, but at the same time with a gnawing feeling in the gut that things could have gone better. Well, of course. We could have succeeded in our mission. Alright, what we have here is plans an amphibious landing at Oslo, Norway. Which means we're going to need a lot of firepower for this one. So let's go ahead and rearm. We need a lot of torpedoes. Let's go ahead and stick with this many. We'll probably get 6 of these. Let's get 2 of these, and that's all we need, so we can get a few more. We need to repair everything. How do I think I double-click to repair. There it is. So now we should be able to actually load those. Good, we'll be able to do that later, I guess. Okay, so we got 6 of these. I think that's enough. I just like the torpedoes so much. Now we have 16. That's... okay, if we have 16, we'll be able to take on 2 extras. That's fine. Cast off, anchors away. Oslo. Plenty of time to get there. We can just patrol this. That might be them right there. Let me, in fact, pause and bring up my orders. When is this going to happen? It's leaving Arkangelsk now. You must intercept and destroy the forest before landing occurs. Okay. I think we have to pretend that this ship that we have right now, coming down the coast, could be it. So we'll do our normal 3-1 configuration. I think we have to take this one as the threat. If it makes it all the way down here, we will engage. Start looking for it. Oh, yep, there it is. I'm assuming that this is going to be it. So, bearing 130. Let's go ahead and man battle stations. I clicked it. Ah, darn it. Okay, new sonar contacts. This is probably a good sign that it is going to be the landing party if there's already 4 contacts. That got there quick, though. My goodness. Although we did spend a lot of time in port, so maybe that explains it. Now, these aren't going to be submarines. You know that. Here we go. Let's find out what we're up against. Steady as she goes just for the moment until I can figure out what we're up against. Okay, we have an alligator. Yep, this is it. Next contact. Just let's do them all while we're here. Backwards. Pinging me already? Come on, give me a moment here. No. Alright, we're doing too far. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This? No, no. Okay. That's close, but not quite. We clearly have a line missing here. There we go. Cresta. Next. Alright, okay, we went to the submarines. Let's keep going back. There it is. Cash in. Wow, this is not fantastic. By the way, what's our conditions here? There's nothing. Okay, that's not great. Sierra 2, we don't know yet. Let's keep going. We need one really far back here. Too far. We need one out here and out there. That's what I'm looking for first. Probably going to be the identifying characteristic. I don't think anybody's going to have that. Yep, Anguima, so we don't have to worry about that one. Next, Sierra 4, also an Anguima. Next, we have, this looks like it might be an alligator. I'm glad we got so many. Oops, we're going too far. Glad we have so many torpedoes and everything. Looks like we're going to need it. Not quite. There it is. That is an alligator. Sierra 7. This is, oh my god, how many? They have 7 contacts. Yeah, this is huge. Okay, that's almost it. Not quite. Actually, it could be. You know what? It doesn't matter what it is exactly. It's not a warship, and that's the important thing. So I'm just going to label alligator possibly incorrectly. All right, let's turn hard, full right rudder, hard to starboard. We're going to engage this cash in first. It's obvious. This thing is pretty close. Next thing we have to do is filter out from this list. Actually, it doesn't. We're missing. I think we're missing. There's probably another contact over here that's being masked right now. Let's go ahead and launch, though. At this, I don't see any reason not to launch immediately. I'm going to climb back up to about 100 feet as well, just because I want the ability to dive underneath any possible incoming torpedo. And we only have like 500 feet to work with, which is not a whole lot. So, okay, let's do it like this. And I think we don't need much room. There's Sierra 8. And Sierra 8 is where? Yeah, really far away. On the other side. That's what I thought. Okay, fair enough. Let's launch this one. We're going to kill... and she's making a hard turn, so let's go ahead and... This might be an entire task force adjustment, or it might be having detected me. Is she detecting me? No, it doesn't... Sierra 1 catching it doesn't say that she could detect me, but let's go ahead and launch. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. Let's identify Sierra 8 now. This is almost surely going to be some kind of... Yeah, Canaan. There it is. I was going to say some kind of defensive escort ship. And these guys, I don't know what they're going to do, but probably they're going to start fleeing in all directions as soon as this first torpedo makes contact, and I think it will. We're doing really good with this one, though. She slowed down, but pretty sure we have her. Let's also get her to rise. Not that it matters. Obviously, there's no layer here, so we don't have to tell it to go above or below the layer. There's no layer. And that means that it will very easily detect the cash-in. Really wish we could identify more about the Cresta 2. I don't think she's actually that far away. I think there's something to be said about just launching down this bearing. Launch early, launch often, right? That's been the method to my success so far. Alright, let's see what happens though. Yeah, this is going to go active soon. She definitely got her. This Cresta really is that far away? I'm really impressed. Yeah, they're starting to spin off to the east. They will actually run in eventually to land over there. Not that that's... I mean, that's really bad. This is NATO water over here. I mean, NATO-controlled land. They're so close to the shore, they probably could just be hit by, you know, some kind of missile launches from the land. It's not something... I wouldn't recommend landing force traveling like this. They're pretty vulnerable. Anyways, just gonna wait for now. I guess we can actually watch this torpedo hit, since there she is, about to hit. Beautiful day, too, so we get to see this, this is the cash-in, Sierra 1. Decent-looking ship, too. I'm glad that we're putting her under. She looks like she could pack a punch. But not for long. There's our hit. She's going down. These smaller ASW ships, like frigates almost, only take one hit. Only need one torpedo to just render them inoperable. So, that's what happened here. Now, what we're still waiting for is some better information about this Cresta, and we know that something's going to happen quickly here. I think I'm going to just start heading out southwest. Make my heading maybe 210. Narrow my profile a little bit, and I only need my towed array to detect the Cresta, so it shouldn't limit our effectiveness at all. Yeah, we went to 230, that's fine with me. We knew that this was going to happen, right? We knew that these guys were going to flee like that, and there's what the information I wanted to know. She's actually much closer than we expected. Alright, let's go ahead and put one out on her, like so. If this picks up the Anguima instead, I'll be a little upset, but I better do it something like this. It's going to break the... right away, that's fine. And last thing we need to know is where is this cannon? And probably, again, I can just throw it right down this bearing. Knowing that surely she's closing while all the other ships are not. But you know what I can do? I can also just go ahead and shoot at this Anguima. Start knocking off. We don't want to use all of our airborne missiles on just one... I mean, we have so many torpedoes that we should be firing a few of those as well. So I'm going to put this basically right on the Anguima, and hopefully that will detect her. She's going to move away as well. It's going to get something, right? We'll just launch down that bearing. And start reloading, which will move us away from quiet. Cresta 2 is actually way... No, that's actually wrong. We knew where it was exactly. Now it's shifting just because we don't exactly know where we're firing anymore. So I'm really happy I did fire this one much further north. It was a good decision. And probably what we're going to do is just keep firing everything. Because these, what is this range? You know, 15,000 away, our torpedoes can still catch up. When they get a little bit beyond that, it's going to be harder and harder. But we want to take as many surface contacts away as possible before we even do one like this. Oh, we can get this alligator. Let's get this alligator. Yeah, just to eliminate as many surface contacts as possible before we start rolling out all of our harpoons. So that's probably good. We don't need to do any more. We'll save the one last torpedo for the cannon, and the rest of these are just gonna suffer. They're gonna take the harpoons. We'll actually load a harpoon here. Okay, let's see what's going on. Is this one still on the wire? No, I don't have any on the wire. This one's gone active and it's found its target. Perfect. This is the Cresta. Yep. There she is. She's turning evasive maneuvers. Wow, that is a fearsome looking ship. I guess we lost our perfect solution on her. You're only allowed to see the ship if you get the 95% solution. There we go. Look at that. She does have the Test 71. I think that's the rocket launched torpedoes. Looks like she's got a helicopter, although I think 75,000 tons. The cash-in is 4,700. Is that the one we sank too? Yeah. Ah, she's almost double the cash-in in the Canaan. So this one might actually take 2 hits. I mean, because she tows a helicopter. It's like a very small vessel to be towing a helicopter. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, she's doing her evasive maneuvers. Looks like, I think it's all over for her though. Yeah, this doesn't look good, does it? You were a betting man, you wouldn't give her good odds. And boom. She is sinking. The report is that her engines are not making, her propellers are not making revolutions anymore. She's probably going down. Maybe we hear like a lot of bubbling. I forget what the technical term is. Indicates that there's heavy flooding, basically. Down she goes. Alright, so now the only thing we have to worry about is Sierra 8. And we're already in good position to fire our harpoons. Somewhere over here is Sierra 8. Well, we don't actually have any idea where she is. This is the only one we haven't identified well. Let's keep an eye on her and see if we can change that. Okay, we got the Anguima. Uh-oh. 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 I heard a helicopter. Pretty close to me. Not extremely close, but pretty close. So I wonder if this was launched from one of the destroyers. I checked and there wasn't a surface. There was no air. I think I checked and there was no air before this. We are pretty darn close. This might persuade a launch from the Canaan. I wish this torpedo would go active. I apparently have overshot it. You know what? We might just take care of this the hard way by launching a harpoon at this Canaan. Now, didn't we launch a torpedo this way? We'd never launched one? Bizarre. I mean, she is really trying to get out of here now. I think it's going to be down to harpoons at this point. So, let's go ahead and do it. We'll just do one with the pop-up maneuver, and the second one, which is loading now, we'll have her skim along the ocean. And we'll just launch at least, I think that the Canaan, what is the Canaan's, does it look like she has good anti-air defense? Sea Whiz? She does look like she has some pretty good capabilities there. Well, let's go ahead and launch, and we'll just verify ourselves. If the first one destroys her, we'll know better than to launch 2 next time. But if not, then we'll know that launching 2 is the right thing to do. Alright, so let's launch one here. We want the narrow arc as well, because there are other ships it could pick up on, but I don't want them to pick up on anything but the Canaan. And then launch 2, also narrow, not pop up. Like so. And that's probably going to give away our position, you know, one would think. It's going to be a clear indicator of where we are. This big smoke trail should be something. Alright, so this is number 1. There's the helicopter. There's our prey. Start reloading the tubes as well. Should make a hard turn. I hope that that's still within the cone. Pretty smart of her. But I think it's not going to be enough. Yeah, we got her. So this is our pop-up. They're launching. They're firing at her. The pop-up is supposed to make it much more difficult for them to hit it. Yep. That is why you pop up. So that's one hit, and she's already going down. Did they get the other one? Seems as though they got the other one. Oh, about to have another hit. Yep, they must have actually struck down the other one that I did not have pop up. That's very interesting. Okay, so let's prepare to launch a few more of these right by that helicopter. I mean, what am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. We have a helicopter still trying to listen for us. It's going to be pretty obvious where we are as we continue to launch more of these torpedoes. I mean harpoons. I cannot find us though. Where? She must have moved. And we are no longer... Oh, there we are. Yeah, so we're no longer anywhere near her. Alright, well, let's continue with these launches. We have to sink one and then wait. So I don't think we need to do pop-up maneuvers. I don't know what's the disadvantage of a pop-up maneuver. In my opinion, it penetrates the deck better, so therefore it seems better. So I'll continue to do it. And just in case these have the ability to... any kind of sea whiz, let's do it as well. There's another one out. I'm gonna wait for this one to complete its mission because we don't want to waste two on the same one if it's actually sinking. Oh, we could launch one at this Anguima though, which is... should be... this alligator was hit a while ago. Well, why not wait? Better safe than sorry, right? We can reload this though. There it is, homing in on something. Pop up, and down we go. Very cool how we saw that sea whiz in action though. I'm still kind of like geeking out about that. Looks like we have a kill. Don't know what this was. Yeah, this is an alligator. No longer. All that invasion stuff, all that invasion equipment going down. Looks like we have some BTRs. Can't tell what type. Maybe a BTR 60? Not sure, but yeah, it's no longer going to be much of anything when it sits on the bottom. I love how the oil slick starts spreading out as well. That might be a little too quick, but really cool. I really like that. I'm okay with a sped up sinking animation. Oh god, we've been... okay, well, shoot. You know what? While I was not doing anything, we were engaged by a torpedo. And we are going to go up to the layer, up to the top. Did we not fix... we didn't fix something. I don't know why I didn't repair my damage completely. Anyways, this is going to be extremely difficult. To evade. Because we don't have a whole lot of space. We're going to try it though. Okay, noisemaker. Which way is she going? She's going through. Oh god, please no. Oh, we did it. Turn with her. Turn with. Yes, keep turning. Gotta be careful not to get ourselves too deep, but we have what? 512. Get us low, quickly. Okay, and let's make ourselves a little bit quieter. There it is. If she gets us now, we're just dead. But I think we're too close underneath her. Does look that way, doesn't it? Getting pretty close. But this torpedo is just running harmlessly above us. So we've done correctly done my favorite maneuver, which is just to dive underneath and then let her run herself out. The poor submarine, or helicopter, must be really frustrated right now. There it is, already detonated, and we're good. How lucky. How lucky of us. Okay, well, it was a very exciting experience. Let's rig for ultra quiet. I don't know, did we take a hit and I wasn't paying attention or something? I think we might have. We should have actually been completely... Yeah, we took a hit when I wasn't paying attention. My God. How did we survive? Wow, that's just bizarre. I must not have had my warnings. I don't have my game volume up very loud for myself, just because I want to be able to hear... I don't want it to come through on the microphone. I'm not wearing headphones. But this makes sense now. We actually took a hit. So, now we need to raise our depth, make our depth like, I don't know, 190. No, let's actually make it like a 100 flat, 101 maybe, something like that. Just right above, right below, I should say, 100, so that we're close to the surface in case we have another torpedo launched against us. Although I think this helicopter only has the ability to launch one torpedo. And off she goes anyway, in the wrong direction. Is she coming back? Nope, she's coming back, isn't she? I don't really want to head right towards her. She's putting him right next to me anyway. Oh, who cares? Right? So what? She launches another torpedo at us. All I really care is gotta sink these last remaining two. Well, one ship? No, yeah, we have an Anguima somewhere out here as well. Let's just do this. Let's first look and see if, hopefully without getting ourselves hit yet again. Okay, there's the alligator. Yeah. Do you want to curve a little bit more west? Let's leave it here, though. Alright, so this is about where I want to be. 100 feet. Make sure that it doesn't go any... Okay, good. And that's where... I think that's just perfect. We'll leave it right there. Now we'll go ahead right inside of the helicopter just so she knows what she's messing around with. We're going to go ahead and launch this alligator, which I'm presuming is still heading on this course. I'm going to let my harpoon take care of the rest. We'll do the pop-up procedure, and I'm assuming the rest of these are underneath the waves and won't attract the missile. So, launch. Same thing over here. We'll launch this Anguima, which is probably a good ways off by now. All I'm getting now is a very loud helicopter noise. Let's go ahead and move on to these missiles just to get the helicopter out of the way. And I will be paying more attention. See, this is the problem. I have to turn down my volume. Don't know what that helicopter's going to be doing now. Wish I could turn down independently the helicopter volume over anything else. So probably while we were running under time compression, I had a torpedo incident. In order to avoid that, I'm going to lock on my screen so I see anything incoming a little bit faster. Oh, she's popping up. Yep. That's going to be a hit and a kill. There goes that alligator. Let's Oh. The Anguima has been hit, but has not been sunk. Well, we can, I suppose, do her one last one last harpoon. How are we doing, by the way? This thing is still right on top of us? Yeah. Okay, but let's just launch as soon as this thing's ready. Take care of this Anguima. We don't really care. We know that she's watching us, but it doesn't matter, does it? Little that she can do. Pop-up procedure, and launch. And let's go ahead and take this one home. The last of them. Is that it? There it is! We've done it! Okay, aircraft nearby, which means we just need to elude this aircraft. That might actually take a little while since this thing's like right on top of us. Alright, but I don't mind cavitating. We'll go down. We'll make our depth. We're not going to need... do we need to do anything else? Everything's blue. That's a good sign. I think we just need to speed away from this thing. I don't care, just she knows that we're here. So, maximum time compression. Let's go to deeper water. Which should be over here somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere over here. Okay, it's still going to take a while, unfortunately. What's our 500? So we could go, let's see, it's at 450, I think, which we are able to do a head full without cavitating. It's actually, I think, exactly at this, but... Okay, so now we're able to do this without cavitating. Let's see, where is she detecting us still? Because there could be other things in the water, actually. She is moving this way. Is she detecting us? I don't see us. I think she moved back towards the other ships, in which case she's moving away from us. Yeah, so we can now leave. Good, leave combat. And we sunk everything, hooray! Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Great job. Pleased to hear the expected invasion of Oslo, Norway, has been repelled. Stand by for new orders on this downlink. Hopefully it'll give us an opportunity to go back and repair. But it's another mission accomplished, which is good. We're doing our part to win the war, right? Okay, recent Soviet port activity indicates enemy ballistic missile submarines are being ready to sail from Gromyka. This is awesome. Within the next few days, and likely attempt to transit beneath the polar ice cap, after which they will be free to strike. Okay. Infiltrate the northern bastion, intercept, and destroy them before they can do so. Oh my gosh. If you fail this mission, you may not have a home base to return to. Be advised, enemy ballistic submarines are likely escorted, yes, by attack submarines. And this is true. This is how the Soviets actually worked. The northern bastion. I'm guessing this is just due north. Not even the SOSUS can pick it up. I'm guessing that means up here. How much time do we have? Next few days. I don't think we have time to go back. I don't think so. From Gromyka. So we're just going to have to head towards Gromyka, which is terrible. Hopefully avoiding any of these patrols. And I'm going to leave us in suspense, so I'm going to put a cut in here. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And I'll stay tuned for the next one, where we will finally get a chance to sink an enemy Soviet nuclear ballistic submarine, SSBN. Which is my favorite. This has got to be my favorite mission, sinking the ballistic submarines, because this is truly what it's all about. This is what being an attack submarine for the United States Navy was all about. Tailing ballistic missile submarines, and then under the threat of any kind of, if there was any kind of hostilities, if there was any provocation at all, you sink them. This is what the USN mission was with those submarines, and we get to carry it out, which I'm excited about. So until the next one, thanks for watching, and take care.